Good morning, everybody. It's Greg Harrelson here and Abe Safa, of course, coming to you on our normal day, which is Tuesday, and just going to share some additional information with you about your Real Geeks platform. And as you can see, the title today is SEO Dead? And then maybe just discuss a few SEO basics. And for those of you that are active in the this Facebook page, which you should be. If you're not, and you're a first-time listener, please be active. There is so much information in here. But I just want to start off by saying Abe and I are not like big time for hire SEO gurus, but we are very knowledgeable about building the Real Geeks website, building it the right way, getting the people like or engines like Google to pick up our website, index them, rank them pretty good, and generate some leads, which is exactly what most of you all are thinking about doing. So before I get started, let me just say welcome, Abe. Thanks again for joining me on another episode.
Hey, Greg, my pleasure.
Also, I just let you know that, and if he's watching right now, Mert, if you're watching, please comment all you want and correct me anytime you see fit. But if you are a longtime user of Real Geeks and you are active and you kind of pay attention to the feed, you'll see some posts about SEO every once in a while by a gentleman named Mert. And I will have to say he's very knowledgeable. Anytime I see him posting, I actually read it and do my best to learn from it. But he kind of inspired this topic because he said something about there are no free leads, like organic and free. He says people interchange those words. And I'm like, well, when I thought about the talk today, it resonated with me that, yeah, you're right. Organic, or he was right. Organic leads or generating traffic organically and getting a lead doesn't mean you got that lead for free. You actually had to do some things that would have cost you time, and time is money. You cost you time in order to put yourself in position to generate a lead organically. So I just thought that for those that hear about people like myself that generate a lot of leads that I don't have to pay a company to generate for me, please understand I did pay for those leads, but I paid for it in an upfront investment in the form of time to build my website. So I think we know. Well, let me ask you this. I mean, Abe, is SEO dead?
Not even close.
Not even close to being dead.
Not even close. It's still breathing.
It's still breathing. Yeah, it sure is. And I think what's dying, Abe, is people have given up, and they don't really build out their websites. They automatically default to, well, I'm going to get a website and buy a bunch of leads. And look, I'm all about buying leads. I have nothing against buying leads. And Abe and I do many talks on, what to do, how to convert those leads, how to get high ratios, appointment ratios, or even contact ratios off those leads. But I think people have just given up and they said, Abe, you know what? I'm going to get a website and then I'll just buy some leads. No one's taken the time, or fewer people are taking the time to build out your website. And that's how you put yourself in position. It's not like a blank website that Google says, oh gosh, this is a great website. I mean, if there's no content on it, they're going to say, this is not a great website. And I say Google, there's other search engines, obviously, besides Google, but I'm using Google because everyone uses that, or most people use it. You got to understand, let's just use logic here. Why would Google rank a website? Google would rank a website if they felt that that website was worthy to place in front of their audience's eyes. If Google believes the consumer experience is going to be good on your website, then they want as many as their consumers, their eyeballs, to see your website. So they're going to rank you higher. Now, why would they want that? Well, they would want that because the better the consumer experience is on your website, then the better the consumer experiences are on Google's website, on their engine. So people will keep coming back to Google instead of going to Yahoo or Bing or wherever else they might go. So just simple logic, understanding that if you're a consumer and you're going to land on your website, if you're a buyer and you're landing on your website, what kind of experience are you having? So pretend that you want to look at houses in a certain community. How is it? What's your experience searching on your own website? Most of you, if you picked a random community, got that community in your head right now in your market, most of you don't have a page built for that community. So if you wanted to buy in that community and you went to your website, how would you find homes in that community? It'd be a terrible experience. You would have to actually search the city and a price range and then sift through all those properties to see if any of them were in that one community. That's not a good user experience. That's why Real Geeks allows us to build sidebars where you could actually list all those communities. So then I went and land on your website and I see a community that I like. I click on that one button and I only see the homes in that community. That would be a great experience. So Abe, what's on your mind?
Yes, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I think a lot of agents have given up on SEO, but I also think a lot of other agents haven't even started. I think the biggest challenge with SEO is people just don't understand the value of it. People they don't see it as an investment. They don't see it as something that you do one time and they're going to get rewards from it forever. Like if we could take a timeline of when you first started with Real Geeks, okay, and actually drew out everything that you've done, all the pages that you've had built, okay, all the community pages, everything that you've done over time, and then the thousands and thousands of leads that came from it, actually can paint a picture for people. I don't think anybody out there would not do SEO. I think if they actually can see it from start to finish, was the investment, this is what we put into it, and this is what we got out of it, and people can see the results, there's not a doubt in my mind that everybody would be doing it. So I think the biggest challenge is people just can't visualize the value. They don't see it as an investment, don't believe that the return is going to be there for their time.
Yeah, and it is and it's so the way that you're describing it is perfect. It is an investment. It is an investment in time with the anticipation you're going to get a rate of return. You know, again, I'm going to go back to user experience because I'm thinking of user experience right now as I'm thinking SEO basics. So you go back to that one page. So remember, if you were looking at your website, think of one community name and then go to your website and see if you can find homes in that community. See how hard it is. Then imagine if you had a page for that community and I went to your website and I wanted to see only properties in that community, how much easier it would be. Now think about this. What if I went to that page where you have a community that I want to actually look at? I click on that community name and I go to a page and I can see all the listings. And what if I had a video? You had a video on that page where I could actually see a video of the pool, the amenities, maybe the workout room if you have a clubhouse, the gate if it's a gated community. What if there was a little video of like all those little features and benefits of the community, not of the house, of the community? Now I go to your website because I Google Grand Dunes. Now you have a Grand Dunes page. I go to your website because I shows up in rankings on Google, and then I can see all the listings, plus I can see a video of all the amenities in that community. Now let's just assume for a moment you have a sidebar. And on that sidebar, there's 5 other communities in a similar area, similar price range. Now that my experience was so good because I landed on that one page, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go click on some of the other pages. Then I'm going to bookmark your website because I actually see your website as being user-friendly and extremely valuable to me. Now, every bit of that, I'm explaining it as consumer or customer experience. But in each one of those things that I just shared with you, for the most part, those are like SEO strategies. Building a page, having a sidebar, being able to click on one community and then seeing other similar communities, having a video of amenities embedded on that page. Those are all small little SEO strategies that people are just not taking the time to do.
And here's the best part, Greg. Everything that you just described is awesome, but during all of that process, Google's watching, Google's tracking. So when they see that, okay, Greg Harrelson just searched Pressway community amenities and he went to this website and he just spent 10 minutes looking at everything and then stayed on there, guess what? Next time someone searches Pressway community, they're going to want to serve that page up. Right. So throughout this whole time, it's just, it keeps building and building and building. And that's how you start getting the results over time.
Yeah. I know we made a list, Abe. Let's go down the list. I think we have maybe 7 or 8 different things that people can do. And I'm just calling these SEO basics, right? And we're not talking about coding. We're not talking about programming. Real Geeks has already coded the website. It's already done for you. It's just a matter of now we've got to do these things. So why don't you shoot with the first one on the list? Some of these I may have touched on, but let's just go down the list.
Yes. I mean, first and foremost is make sure that you're thinking about the user when you build these, you know, whether it's a community, whether it's a neighborhood or city, whatever it may be. Look at it from the eyes of the consumer. What are consumers looking for? Right. So it could be the amenities. It could be the school district near there. Right. It could be all kinds of different things. So think about what will the consumer want if they were going to buy a home in that community. And I think it starts there. You know, build it from the eyes of the consumer.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to sum that one up, in the eyes of the consumer. The second one is as I touched on, build pages, then build more pages, neighborhood pages, city pages. And one of the things that I learned from Mert, and Mert does extremely well. I think he's even automated the process. So if y'all ever need to look him up, just find him on the page. But like going after, like, build a page for homes with pools. Just like, believe it or not, like if whatever city you're in right now, if you go to Google and you start put like Myrtle Beach real estate or Myrtle Beach homes with, if you just do Myrtle Beach homes with, do a Google search. I'm going to do it right now on mine. I bet you Myrtle Beach homes with. I didn't even have to put with. Myrtle Beach homes space W, like I was getting ready to type out with. And then the common searches, you know, the list of common searches, similar searches show up. Myrtle Beach homes with pool for sale. Myrtle Beach homes with pools. Myrtle Beach homes with private pool for sale. Myrtle Beach homes with pools would be a great page, or homes with pools would be a great page to build on your website. Why? Because people are searching it. So another one on my list of here to share, if I can get back to my list. Where's my list here? Here it is the third one is long tail terms. I don't want you to be some SEO guru and try to figure out, you know, gosh, I got to learn this. No, you just got to follow this list. Build pages, more pages, neighborhoods, cities, homes with pools, you know, farms. Build those pages. There is one thing you may want to know is long tail terms. The difference in a short tail term and a long tail term would be like most common versus not as common. Quality versus quantity. Like Myrtle Beach real estate is what I would call a short tail term. Now, don't count the characters to determine long or short, because Myrtle Beach has a lot of there's a lot of characters in Myrtle Beach. But Myrtle Beach real estate would be a very common search people would give. A lesser search term, what I'll call a long tail term, would be Myrtle Beach homes for sale. Myrtle Beach homes with pools would be a longer tail term, not searched as much. Myrtle Beach real estate searched all the time. Two things. Number one, so many people are competing for Google ranking for Myrtle Beach real estate for short tail terms. Fewer people are taking the time to build out the pages for long tail terms, Myrtle Beach homes with pools. A little SEO, not so secret, but tip is spend more time building out the pages for the longer tail terms, the less searched terms. Now, some people may say, well, why would I want to build out pages if people are not searching them that much? First off, you'll have less competition, more likely to rank. Second thing is that these people are more bottom of the funnel buyers. Myrtle Beach real estate is top of the funnel. They don't know if they just like Myrtle Beach, real estate in Myrtle Beach. They don't know if they want North Myrtle Beach, Surfside, Garden City, Little River, Longs. They have no idea what they want. But if they're doing homes with pools, they're looking for something that's niched out. They are a higher quality, probably higher ratio of conversion on buyers that you'll get that search those long tail terms. So it's quality traffic. Lakefront homes with elevators. If you got a lake in your town, if you're in Columbia, South Carolina, you should have a page for lake home or lakefront homes with pools. Would be a fantastic one to have. All right, Abe, what's next?
Next one on the list is use the sidebars, right? Use the sidebars to link to internal pages on your website. So
yes.
You can have links to communities. You can have links to neighborhoods. You can have links to some of these long tail terms that you mentioned. Homes with pool. But use the sidebars and have some links so people are moving around within your website from one page to the other.
Yes, yeah, and Google will recognize even those internal links. So those internal links, I can't speak for Google. I know they recognize those internal links because it's on their platform, but also that's helping with consumer experience, which I spoke about earlier. So if I'm in your website and you have some neighborhoods that are residential neighborhoods, then have a sidebar built just for residential neighborhoods. So I might be on one neighborhood, the Grand Dunes. Well, have a sidebar where I can now go in and choose different neighborhoods, residential neighborhoods to click on. Now, if you have a condo, then I'm a condo page, then make sure that sidebar has a list of all the different kind of condos. So I can be on this page and see all these other condo buildings and then keep clicking. User experience, that's fantastic. And now you're bouncing them back and forth internally on your website versus having to go to your page, then go back to Google, do another search, find another website, look at that page, go back to Google, do another search. We really don't want that to happen. Terrible consumer experience if that's going on.
Try to be as relevant as you can. Like, for example, Grand Dunes homes, if someone is searching that, they're on that page, that's a higher end community in this market. So have a link that goes to here's other high-end communities in Myrtle Beach, right? So this way it's all relevant to what they're looking for as well. So that link would kind of keep them looking. I think that's going to be a better consumer experience at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, the fifth one we had is just a duplicate of number 4. So forgive me, link for one neighborhood page to another. The other one is use external sites. Like if you want to try to get some traffic, then use some external sites. Like an example of one that we use is Pinterest. I mean, we'll put pictures on Pinterest of the listings that we take, and then you can link the pictures on Pinterest. You can actually name the picture and link the picture wherever you want to go. So if I build a neighborhood page and I have pictures for that community, I'll also put that on Pinterest. I'll build a board on Pinterest for that community, and I link all those pictures back to the website. I'm not even really talking about SEO juice because, quite frankly, I don't think that you're getting much SEO juice out of that. But what you are getting is all those eyeballs that like Pinterest, that are searching real estate pictures on Pinterest, and they come to your a picture of a community, and they're like, wow, I really like that pool. And then they click on it, and then they go get to see all the homes on your website. Pinterest is not the biggest search engine, but it's one that you probably haven't developed out. And you're probably taking pictures of homes all the time. Repurpose those pictures. Repurpose those pictures to drive traffic to your website. All right.
Okay.
Think
Lastly,
number 7.
Greg, we're on 7. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So blog on sites like Active Rain or any other websites that you can actually put a blog on and link it back to your website.
Yeah.
So again, it's all about just driving traffic back and forth. So the more you put out there, the more links you have going back to the website, the more likely people are going to click and go to your website. And then at that point, you keep them on there as long as you can. So
That's right.
any external blog site that you can put a blog on, I would be doing blogs, market updates. What does a $300,000 home in Myrtle Beach get you? And then you can have a couple links going to your website. Things like that would be great blogs to have out there for people.
Yeah, no doubt. And when you're blogging, think of it. The next one is, of course, place videos on your site, post links on social channels like Facebook, Instagram, whatever social channels you're involved in. But back to the Active Rain or any blogs. When you're blogging, my suggestion would be make sure that you're blogging something that's evergreen. Meaning, like, you could say popular schools in the Myrtle Beach real estate market. Myrtle Beach, most popular schools in Myrtle Beach. Like, blog on something like that. And then let's say you've got a Myrtle Beach High School. Then when you go Myrtle Beach High School, and in the blog, you could say, look at homes near Myrtle Beach High School. And then you could have a link in that blog, and they click that link and they could land on a page. They could land on a page where they could see all the homes in Myrtle Beach. And so that page is relevant not only this month, but it's also relevant in 6 months from now. It's relevant in 2 years from now, because these are the schools in the Myrtle Beach real estate area. So that's what I call evergreen. It's forever green. You can use it forever. If you're going to spend time blogging, blog on things that has a long shelf life, so you can just let it sit there. People can see that. And then you're given another portal, another way for people to get to your website. Now, the key is you get them to your website. Well, you want to keep them to your website. So a blog can help get people to your website. And then the customer or the consumer experience helps them come back over and over again. And you keep doing those two things. Next thing you know, you're going to have a very active website. Now, every bit of this was very basic. Very basic. There's much higher level conversations that are well beyond my mind or my bit of knowledge when it comes to SEO. But most of us don't need to know that right now. Most of us just need to do the basic things and start enjoying the benefits. I think that's it. What you got?
Well, here's a comment from Fargo Moorhead Real Estate. So I have an area page and just did a search for that area, and it showed up 4th on my Google search. Time to do some more. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Imagine if you had 100 of those.
Yeah.
Or 200. Greg, what do you have? Like how many pages?
Yeah. Well, so well over 1,000. Yeah. I mean,
imagine if you had that many, what kind of leads you'd get.
Yeah. Get a lot of traffic. A lot of traffic. The consumer experience will dictate the leads, but you'd get a lot of traffic. So it starts with driving traffic, then it's keeping the traffic, keeping the eyeballs on your website. So congratulations for that person that put in that comment. That's good for you. And the fact that that's happened, now just repeat that process hundreds of times and watch what happens to your traffic count. Okay, Abe, there's our SEO basics for today. Thank you again for joining us. For those of you that are watching, I see some of you watching live. Thank you for that. Also, if you're watching this in recording, don't forget to check out Real Geeks Mastery. Abe and I would love to do a deeper dive in coaching you on how to grow your business by using the Real Geeks platform, as well as some additional proven coaching tips that we give. It's called Real Geeks Mastery. We'll put a link in the comment section here when we log off. And if you have any questions, just comment on this post, on this video, and we will definitely come back and answer any questions you all have. Abe, thank you so much.
Enjoyed it, Greg. Thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye, everybody.